Hello and good day to everybody. Thank you for tuning in once again to our
Outsourcing and
more.
more.
My name is Francis,
My name is Penny.
and I hope everybody's having a great day. Thank you for
Yes.
tuning in. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to what I feel are mostly ramblings.
Sorry.
I
I think that's very natural for you. But that's, sorry. But that's, when you ramble, you blurt out a lot of ideas that are very, very interesting and very, very useful.
And it's sometimes in a day I kind of take the time to listen to other podcasts
Yeah.
as well, and sometimes I just like hearing the thoughts that are coming to, like, it's just meant to sorry, my new watch.
It's disturbing us.
My new watch is making itself known. Thank you. And a quick shout out um to we've been trying to keep fit, and how we saw each other earlier and it's like, oh, you're looking so good, and I attribute it to our favorite activity. So if we haven't said hi yet, Beehive and Climb Central,
Yeah.
thank you for always being there.
Being our Sunday
Being our Sunday fun
stress
day.
buster.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think I've ever felt more alive, well, fit, you know. Although our topic today isn't about health, it's a little bit more on the lighter side. We're
It's
being
actually very
asked.
different from what we typically do.
Yeah, it's a topic, but since it's really more about work related. Remember how we said, you find yourself a mentor, you find uh, words of wisdom, mottos to live by.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're being asked to. Well, we're asking ourselves. No, no. The team asked us to react to
Some workplace quotes.
workplace quotes. Yes. Um, I mean, anybody can make a quote, really. It's like, wake up today, sleep tomorrow. It's a quote.
Oh, wait. Okay. Yes.
It's whether how much of an impact it makes.
Yes. How it resonates.
Yeah, I was looking
Yeah.
for that word, resonate.
Yes.
How it resonates with other people, and say this is something that I could live by.
Yes.
And there have been things that I have lived by. Like sleep is for the weak, sleep is for losers.
For me, it's always been it's been do what you have to do. And that gets me, even if I'm
Yeah.
feeling lazy or don't want to do it, but I have to do it, so I
I mean,
just do it.
some of the more simple ones that really make an impact. C'est la vie. Carpe diem. I think the simpler the better for me. But I mean, there are like paragraph like quotes.
Yes,
But anyway, so I'll start.
sure.
Why don't I start? I'll pick. No, it's in order. So we'll just take turns reading it out, and then
Yeah,
are
reacting
we,
to it.
yeah. Okay. So I choose. You wanna
I
you wanna try
choose.
to you wanna try
I
to
choose
guess
you.
you wanna try to guess who said it? Nah, no.
No.
No. I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Um, I guess
That's a
I
very
just don't like the
pregnant
word
pause.
lazy, but I do understand where he's coming from the US. I do understand where he's coming from. I think what he's really saying is a lazy person would, find ways to do the same job, get to the same goal, but in a much simpler, I guess, way, or a much easier way. Because I think that's what the quote really means is, if I give this to this person, he'll find ways to make it easier, to make it more efficient, so that it takes less of his time.
I've seen people who are like, you know how they're like, you look like they're go-getters. They spend a lot of their time for themselves. When I say, can you do this for me? And they were like, okay, when they need this by, you don't actually see them working on it until maybe like the last minute.
Yeah.
But they do turn something in. But you see that it's probably the most productive use of their time because you spend the least amount of time to come up with. We're assuming that this comes with, quality. Because there are people who work unnecessarily.
Yes.
Who work unnecessarily. It's like, you know, like for example, I've worked with somebody who's like, and this is a very different profession, just to be very clear. The bank, we went to the bank and then took out a roll of thousands. So each thousands, like when it comes from the bank, I would trust whoever counted that money. Have you seen how people count money in the bank?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
like sometimes like all four fingers. But after they count, they put it in the money counter. Grrr, and then put it in a bill that says 1,000? No, 10,000. 10? 100,000? 10? 10.
Depends on what the
No,
denomination
they have
is.
the stack. They have a
Yeah,
stack.
yeah, they do. They do. Yeah.
And I think it's 10,000. But they have it like, they have the mark on the money anyway. So we get the money, go back to the office, and they would insist on counting the money again. And I was like, I was in front of this person who counted the money twice. They count. Put it in the
Counter, yeah.
counter, and it comes out like 100. Oh, 110,000. It look like 100, and then they put it in the stack neatly, and then in front of you. I don't think there's any reason to doubt the counting process, such that you have to be the one to count it yourself. I was like, it's 10,000. I mean, do you understand where I'm coming from here? Is like there was already a process that was done by the bank. Okay, bank gave you, and then you signed for it. So why do you have to insist that like when you come there, you're going to count each individual stack again? I just didn't see. I saw it as a big waste of time. If I had somebody that said, like, if it were me, let's just say, for example, I said, you withdraw 50,000, for example, I would watch the process like a hawk. And then just watch somebody who's very efficient at it do their thing, count the money, put it in the money counter. Sometimes they'd count it again.
Yeah,
For good
sometimes,
measure, right? And then they'd put it in the stack and then put it in front of you. Do the same thing. Put it in front of you. 3, 4, 5, 50,000. I would say, yes, I trust the process and this is 50,000. I am done. I'm going to save how many minutes of my time doing that. I mean, I think that's partly it. I mean, you don't want somebody who is careless.
Yes.
Lazy
Reaction.
lazy is, I understand what you mean when you say lazy,
There's
but
very
lazy
negative,
doesn't necessarily mean
connotation, yeah.
yeah, but lazy doesn't necessarily mean careless or that they don't do their work without any measure of quality. You
Yeah.
just want to see somebody who says, I see this work. And again, this is the problem when you have an organization, when you have 5 different versions of you, and somebody's like, I have to look like I'm busy. Like, especially when the boss comes in.
But they're on Facebook.
Yes. I think I agree. Again, I wish maybe the word wasn't lazy.
Lazy, yeah.
Yeah, but find somebody who, if I were to interpret that, yes, I will find somebody who would look at the job and say, that'll take me 30 minutes versus somebody who would say, I need 24 to 48 hours
Yes.
to do it, because that when he actually gets to it, it's the most efficient use of his time, and that's
Yeah.
somebody that you can give more tasks to. He's not lazy because he doesn't want to do the work. He just says, I'll do it my way.
Or I'll do it now, or I'll do it this way so that I have more time for myself and whatever I
Yes.
want.
And I don't mind if if person A does the same work at 25, like 150% more efficiency than person B. That just means, person B was wasting his time. Like, was that? I mean, that's the gist of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'd like the methodology. You'd like the methodology. It's like, okay, so here's what we're going to do. If point A to point Z, if it's point A to point Z, what we're going to do is point A to point J because it's the same thing,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
the same thing,
eliminates a lot
All
of
of
the
the-
unnecessary
yeah,
processes.
yep, yep,
Yes. Then it's even a more efficient use of time for the entire company because, like I said, if if you know, remember the money experience, it's like if that person were in charge of an entire project, he'd probably spend so much more time doing like counter checks and counterbalances, the unnecessary ones. So, you know, to get from point A to point B is actually going to do like A, B, C, D, Z, A,
Yeah.
B,
When everything
A,
else
B.
could be just
Yeah. And that's
better
usually when efficiency experts would come in and say,
yes.
that's unnecessary, this unnecessary,
Yeah.
this unnecessary. So yeah,
Oh.
why not? I would look for
high
that.
Six Sigma.
High Six Sigma.
Okay, second quote. The best way to appreciate your job is to imagine yourself with that one.
Yes.
Well,
The best way to appreciate your job is to imagine
absolutely.
yourself.
Especially on Mondays. Mondays are like, right?
Oh, Mondays.
That Monday morning is always,
I would.
but yeah, well, the best way to appreciate your job is really to imagine yourself with that one because you're.
I mean, not if you have options.
Yeah. Well, I guess what he's saying here is all of your options to kind of be able to support your lifestyle
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and your basic necessities.
Let's say this is your ideal job. See, even the ideal job can't be enjoyable 100% of the
Yeah,
time.
it's not
right?
always
Even your dream
rainbows.
job, right?
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
your dream job can be like, you know, I mean, nothing beats Mondays. Nothing beats Mondays. Like I don't think anybody has ever gone from a Sunday night out and say, "Yes, Monday."
yes.
No, it's always
Maybe if it's
Monday."
like payday. Monday is payday. then probably.
Okay. Okay. But yes, the best way to appreciate your job is to imagine yourself without one. I have certainly been in that mindset. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yes.
sometimes the job is hard.
Mm-hmm.
But then you
Comes
can
with a lot
always
of-
imagine yourself, you know,
Without.
okay, so what will you do? Not have a job. and
Yeah, especially I mean for me since I have kids, I can't be without a job.
yeah. Or
right?
imagine yourself without kids.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love you guys. You know I love you guys. I always just
Kid around like
yeah.
kid
you
around
know,
with my kids.
yeah, I can always imagine you don't exist, but I can never imagine it for a long time.
But yeah, I mean, I think when what this quote just says is, you know, we do our jobs or we have work because we want. There's a different goal, right? It's your goal is not to work. Your goal is outside of work
Yeah.
to be able to, like for example, with me for my kids, I have to pay for their stuff so that they'll grow up,
And
great
then
human
pay for you.
beings. I don't know. I'm
Is that not
hoping
the
they
goal?
won't
Have
have to
to.
do they
Yeah.
won't have to. But anyway,
there's
I mean
still-
apart from that, like
I mean, there's
especially for
still the
other
jobs.
breadwinners
Yeah.
that are
Yeah, and I'll take it from the, there are jobs that are unfortunately paycheck to paycheck. Or you find yourself in a situation that even if it's a good paying job, you can still live paycheck. You can earn 1 million pesos a month and still live paycheck to paycheck. That's the truth. I dearly wish for you that it wasn't the case, but sometimes your work is your only option.
yes.
If you're in that stage of life, and that's usually sometimes what causes that kind of frustration. Parang, oh, I can't do this today. You can always imagine yourself not having.
Not today.
Yeah. See. Yeah. I mean, there's always that other thing. You know how? Have you ever had that conversation with somebody who just said, "Friend, I quit my job today
Without a backup.
without a
option.
backup plan." Like.
That depends though. Like I would
getting
I,
reactions
I've
from the
probably
cameraman.
heard it from people who don't have other responsibilities other than themselves.
That's
That does,
worse.
yeah. But I mean,
I'm sorry. It's
They-
it's
they're
worse when they
just
do
a
have
little bit-
responsibilities.
yeah, of course, yes. It's always worse when they do have responsibilities and they don't have any backup, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just fending for yourself, of course, it's a little bit easier, right?
Yeah.
Because you can,
Or if you can go
need
back to
tighten
your-
your
belt.
belt for your own expenses,
Which is better for your figure.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
The pinnacle of adulting is when you have nobody else to rely on but yourself.
yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
honestly the pinnacle of adulting. It's when there's if you're, if your plan B, if you yourself is plan B, like not there's nothing else, I mean, I am so glad that I still have we both have our parents
Yes.
with us, but some people don't. And
Yeah.
at the same time, even if you do, you kind of don't want to impose yourself. Like, what are you going to do? Come back at 35, 40, sorry. Come back at 40 and it's like, Mom, Dad, I quit.
Can
Can I
you
just
pay
stay
for
in the basement? And to be fair, we're Filipinos. We all the family is always the backup plan.
Yeah.
You can literally lose your job today, have a bunch of responsibilities, and you'd have this like family backup, right?
For most.
For
For
most.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, there are some. I would say that when you reach a certain stage, that you're either planning for yourself, making a nest egg, uh, it's kind of hard. I'm trying to imagine a situation where it's okay for you to just say, okay, then I won't have a job.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a self-confessed workaholic. I don't even see myself retiring because I don't know what to do. Like I like working.
Yeah.
So
That we
bad,
always have
right?
this
But I like working.
we always have this conversation that let's retire early, but it's not really a goal
we
for
going to
me.
do?
Yeah, like we've always had that conversation about like just the champagne flute glass and the
Yeah.
kaftan.
The kaftan, sunglasses by the pool.
And an island, however. We all,
We're side by side resorts, right?
yes, we're going to the small island, and then just so we'll have our own spaces on opposite sides, so we're close enough to visit, but not close enough to like get tired of each other's faces. But the truth is, I don't. I mean, so you know me.
Yeah.
I'm either working or I'm working. It's just Sabbath, which is like off limits. But like if I can spend some time and earn from it, I would, because anytime that you're not working, you're spending.
Yes.
And I'd rather be
that
earning.
Too. That too. Like the only way that you're not gonna be spending is if you sleep all day. I mean, even then you have to pay for utilities.
Yes, utilities are consistently running. Rent is consistently running.
The only way you're not spending anything is if you're dead.
Yes. Yes. No matter how much you tighten the belt, there are things that are running.
Yeah. True.
Death.
Rent.
Rent, taxes, stuff. There's no possible time that you're not spend. So it's either you're generating or you're
Yes.
bleeding money. So I'd rather be generating money as much as I can. And that's why, guys, if you're in that mindset where you think, I just want to quit.
Yeah. Or I just don't want to work.
Yeah, don't.
No. I mean,
Take the
money
time to-
doesn't guarantee happiness. Oh wow, another quote. Money doesn't guarantee happiness.
But it can buy a lot of plastic surgery. Sorry, that's a quote from Trinity the Talk. Hello, Drag Race.
But you can afford things that could make you happy or could make your family happy.
Yeah. That's a very negative side to thinking about how money works. But not really. Money makes the world go round. Hey, another quote. The only
We're just
concept in
full
life
of
is death and
quotes
taxes.
today.
But
They started it.
yeah. But again, so reality is, anytime that you're not generating money, you're just draining money.
Yes.
So I'd love to think of this situation right now that anytime that I am
I'm working,
awake,
yeah.
oh my gosh, we're moving into MLM territory. Tulog ka ba? Pero hindi ka kumita. But yeah, 8 hours. How hard is that? I mean,
I would
how
always,
hard is that?
I'd just go back. I'd always think of I'm doing this for someone else. Might partly me, but also more so for my
I
kid.
always say I wish the biggest part of that motivation for yourself is me and my significant baggage. No, I love the kids. I love your kids. But yes, I've always said, do things for yourself.
I do.
And then
That's why
the rest follows.
Didn't you notice I mentioned myself first before the kiddos?
There was that little part.
Part. No, because of course it's just a part.
Yes.
I'm not spending everything.
And remember, if you're the breadwinner, the biggest thing that could threaten your children's security is if anything happens to you.
Yeah.
So 100% of that care should go to yourself, because anything else is in excess. Like with relationships.
Oh my god, where is this conversation going?
Hard left. Move forward.
Let's go back. Okay, third quote.
You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic, from
That's
Zig
supposed to be
Ziglar.
right?
You didn't mention whoever said my quote earlier.
I forgot
Oscar
how to
Wilde.
Wilde. There you go.
You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. Ooh, think big.
And we're talking about work ethic.
Life ethic. I mean, work ethic is a big part of your
Yes.
life ethics.
Yes.
Yeah. May clock out 9 to 5. Keep your head down, do your work, I guess. Eat at Jolly Jeep. Eat at Jolly Jeep rather than...
But I guess the main point of, and I'm swaying, sorry. I think the main point of this quote is, if you want to reach places, you can't just be doing this small. Like, you can't just be 9 to 5.
Yeah.
There are ways to get a lot more done during your 9 to 5. But if you're aiming for more, there are some concessions to be made.
Oh, you mean like spending the extra hour at work?
Yes, or not even at work. If you want to start a business, I mean, a lot of people have a 9 to 5 job and have hui. I just realized that I was talking about us, but
That was what we did.
Yeah, right. They have a side project, right? It might not be enough for their expenses, but it's a step to get to their dream, which is if they want $1 million.
Yeah, because the math is kind of obvious.
Yes,
If you
the
think
math
about
too.
it, guys, the math is very obvious. That if you want to buy a car at 1 million, that's it, 1 million. Most cars are at 1 million.
I don't know. I don't have a car. I don't have a car.
Driver's license.
Nah,
How could you have like 5 cars
I
in
don't
your
have-
family?
I don't have 5. We don't have 5 cars. We don't.
Which family am I talking about? Anyway, yeah. You can't think about like getting a car at 1 million and you're at 25,000. Like how long is that gonna
Yeah.
take to pay off? And then your 25,000 is like 12,500 net because of expenses, because of
Yes.
everything. You have to think about
Bigger.
the reality of where you are, and the reality, and the answer is not loan. The answer is not like pawning off. The answer is generating more income. The answer is how do you increase? And there are several ways to go about that. It's how do I get myself promoted? It's called making a life plan, people. So ask yourself, and I'm actually very jealous of kids right now who start that kind of life plan at 21 and 25. Never even thought about making life plans
Oh.
all the way until I past my 30s. But again, the reality is if you're earning so and so, like the average wage of Filipinos right now is at 50,000.
What? No.
Yeah, I read.
Minimum wage? No.
No, not minimum wage, average salary.
Average salary. Okay.
Yeah. So if you have that average salary 50,000, so everybody is at the same point. So what can you do with 50,000? So great if you're living at home. That means a large majority of your money can come from you, right? What can you do with how much money you can save, and then what can you do with that money? So unfortunately, yes, getting a car can be part of it, but at the same time, a car is a depreciating asset. Therefore, if you buy a car, then you're just throwing money that could have gone to something that could have started earning you money. The only way to really start the path to richness, wealth,
Yeah. To
is
wealth.
passive income, guys. You can actively work on getting your passive income, but you know, if your mindset is employee, there's no way that you can live a millionaire lifestyle,
Yes.
right? Unless, your employee status is like 5 million a month. I don't know. Is there? Can you introduce
No, I
me to
think
that
no.
job? Can you introduce me to that
Maybe
job?
like the director levels, like the high executives.
Yeah.
Yeah, not 5 million, but they're earning a lot more.
Yeah, but what is the $1 million dream? Like travel, and you can't really do that
Yeah.
so much if
If
you're
you're-
still an employee. The only way that you can really do that is to ensure, again, if you're not generating money, you're bleeding
bleeding.
money. So the only way to do that is to be able to live your life working, not working, and still be able to generate money somehow. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Passive income, yes. Fourth quote: opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work.
Huh?
Thomas Edison.
Opportunities missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls.
I think it's all opportunities. They come with work, like
They do.
any opportunity. They come with work.
I think the only
it's the
opportunity
willingness
that-
to kind of to work for it.
Yeah, I think the only opportunity that doesn't come in overalls is the like winning the lottery,
Yeah, true.
or
Oh, but
having
yeah.
a rich uncle die,
or
or
or marrying.
marrying up. See, I said that.
I was going to say an old man.
Marrying up.
Again, where is this conversation going? But yeah,
Thomas Edison.
no, there.
Thomas Edison. What did he say that when he was inventing the light bulb? Was-
Want to ask him?
like, sorry, Thomas Edison is the guy with the light bulb.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He is.
Right. And it took him how many tries to actually invent the light bulb? I
Yes.
remember that.
1,000.
1,000 tries, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the quote, right?
And then he did it for
That's the quote.
1,000
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, when opportunities, I'm trying to think of, because there were, like right now, right? We do have an opportunity to expand our team,
Yes.
right? With one of our accounts. And it does come with work,
A
right?
lot of work.
I mean, I could just be content with the status quo and say, no, let's not expand it. This is already working, and I just want to work, and I'm already generating, we're already getting revenue. Yeah, but it is because this business. So, but, it's an opportunity to expand the team, right? And we need to do a lot of work to expand the team.
Yeah. I think this is a little bit more of a reach.
Yeah.
Because you know how a lot of people are just like, get rich quick. There's a reason why get rich quick schemes are so
Yeah, it's so attractive.
enticing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so attractive because it's like, so I put money in and I
then I
get
get
twice the
money.
money out, just like that. I mean, yeah, if it's like that, the risk is even more. But the risk of the payoff of steady income with a lot of hard work is in a way like very stable. And that's the reason why a lot of people don't like doing it, is because it involves a whole lot of work.
Yeah.
Like even fixer uppers are actually very, like flipping houses isn't even that. But it started with, people saying, I see this property run down, fix it up, and then turn it around and sell it. But that's actually a lot of work. Like for a lot of people, a fixer upper usually involves you
Yes.
doing a lot of
They're
the
doing a lot. Yeah.
fixing.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think you also have to kind of change your perspective about work.
Yeah.
And then this is coming from someone who's a workaholic and likes work. But you have to change your perspective about work because I mean, when we say works, most of the time people would think it's so hard. I mean, at some point you have to enjoy the process too, like enjoy the work too.
Yeah, but like I said, you have somebody who believes in that dream. But even pitching it to other people says, okay, so we're going to do this, and then we're going to renovate, and then we're going to iterate, and then we're going to pitch. And that alone is so much work that sometimes it's hard to find people who will believe in
Yeah.
your dream. And that's why a lot of people would pass up on it. So I think that's how it goes. Like a lot of opportunities really died because a lot of people gave up on their dream earlier than they should have. I have a dream, and it didn't happen.
Okay.
Nothing is so embarrassing as watching somebody do something that you said couldn't be done. Sam Ewing. I want to research who Sam Ewing is.
You know, when people say that you can't do something, it's more of a reflection of themselves and their own limitations rather than your own limitations. So watch me. Right? And yes, there are moments when and I do think about this because of course when people come with ideas, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they come with ideas. It's not that we people want to intentionally shut them down. It's just that we need to see more so that in our head it makes sense.
I think I think there I think there's a dangerous point in your life when you can easily say no, it can't be done. Because
Yeah, you
you're
just haven't thought of how it can be done.
yeah, I mean no. I mean like even a lot of like really established people are like I've looked at it and it can't be done knowing that it's just the result of a closed mindset.
Yeah.
And I hope that before somebody comes to that conclusion, like I hope that when somebody pitches an idea like that, that my mindset would be like, I think it can be done, but is it possible to bring in somebody or to have a fresher take on this?
Yes.
You know?
Or probably he's done it before, even partly done it before.
Mhm.
Who has
Or
more,
ask
yeah.
an expert, you know, and at the very least, you took a second opinion and said, you know, somebody can be done. Can this not be done? You know, actually, I harken back way back 2008, and this is just sort of a memory, like a very vague memory of an idea that we were pitching around with a friend, and it was like, what if? Because we were all working in call centers. What if there's a website where we could put in orders like a grocery?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think
we
I think
kinda,
you've told me about
I
this.
have told you
Yeah.
about it, right? And it was just, you know, and but the thing is, for me at the time it was impossible because I was thinking, so because we appreciate more being able to finish our shift, which happens at night, which takes a lot out of people, and then you have to go home, and the only thing that you want to do is like sleep all day, right? Would it be great if your groceries could just like arrive at your door, and that's it? I was
Yeah.
like, I feel. I mean, it's not like I don't know. Like, is Uber Eats or Grab deliveries available like way back at that time? No. But if you think about it, like if you wanted to do groceries, then you'd have to do distributorship, and then you'd have to have a warehouse. So the idea was like too big for your resources at that
Yeah.
time, and I said it couldn't be done. But think about it now. Like a lot of people have done it,
Yes.
and maybe if I believed in my dream more, pitched to investors, which I didn't know at that time, just to be very honest. Maybe I could be Grab. I might
No,
have been Grab.
yeah, which is so when we when ideas are shut down, it's really because your mind or your knowledge is still limited by what you know now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you're saying it can't be done.
Yeah.
Right. And so you have to expand it.
Expand it or look to other people who could have different ideas
Yes.
or fresher take on things. Like,
Yes.
hey, think about this. Like, is this doable? You know, or no? Like, I'm just toying with this idea that might be the next $1 billion
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then but the problem is sometimes don't be too hard headed. When 100 people has told you no, do you still want to look for that 100 first people? It's two things. Either that idea is really a terrible one, or you just haven't found the right person who will believe in your dream. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
half and half. Maybe in half and half. On it.
Or, you might want to tweak it in such a way that it,
Yeah.
the next person would believe on it, in it.
Yes, that
Yeah.
part I absolutely believe. I mean, and with that, those are some workplace quotes. I didn't know we had so many of our own workplace quotes.
It just kept popping.
Wait, honesty is the best policy.
Oh my god. But anyway, this
do
is
you think that you live by quotes or stuff that people have told you? Time is money. Time is gold. Time heals
I've-
all wounds.
I've lived with more from the advice of my parents. And my own, like, do what you have to do because that's how I operate. Like, that's
or bring
how
it
I've-
from Bring It On.
The other thing that I did, like, ever since was the one that my dad gave me was don't be afraid to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Ask questions. I mean, I was in school, right? And I was asking him, what if I don't know the answer? And he told me,
Yes.
ask the next person
Yeah.
what the answer is. So, and I've kind of done it
Kept that mantra, yeah.
ever since. But most of the time, do what you have to do because
Have you developed your own? I mean,
My
you,
own.
you have to, like pass on your own words of wisdom eventually. Like, do you think that you're at that stage where you say, you're maybe
mean,
you're unintentionally giving advice.
yeah, I may not have it in nice words, like words that resonate with everyone,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I feel like
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that you have.
I think everybody has,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you forget that your words have impact
Yeah.
on people, like just one. little
Fancy
thing.
words have impact, I think. But the reason why quotes have so much power is because of the person who said it. You see the words that they gave as a culmination of their
life's work, experiences.
experiences. So it's almost like saying, "Trust me when I say,"
I've been through this.
and I've been through this. If you failed your 1,000th time, try the 1,001st. And then because somebody comes along and say, if you failed the 1,000, think about a new idea. It's like two different things. You find the one that resonates with you most,
Yes.
right?
Yes, you
And
do.
with that, I'm going to leave you with some.
Some words of wisdom.
No. I'm just going to say, if you have stayed with us up until this point, thank you again. I love to say that I ramble, but I just realized that when we talk like this, I really pull from very from a very deep part of the very very deep place to say, and I'm only I'm only confident to say this thing like out loud because.
Yeah.
Because it's either going to help somebody, it's either going to
Yes.
rile somebody up, but mostly make an impact. So I hope that this little episode makes an impact with you guys.
Yeah. If you have any quotes that you live by, please do comment them. We're very much interested in finding out what you live by.
Or whether I don't agree with it.
Yeah. That guy. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Please follow us on our socials. We're on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in this podcast. Where else
Yeah.
are we? Insta?
Anywhere that
Yeah.
anywhere where podcasts are available.
Yeah. Yes, we are. Thank you so much. This has been Outsourcing and More. My name is Penny.
This is Francis. See you in the next
Ta-da!
episode.